Hey, thanks for joining the Prosperous Sellers Podcast today. I'm Steve Yates, the CEO of Prime Guidance, and I've got a special guest, Colin Raja. Welcome, Colin.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.
It's great to have you. You and I met many years ago. I think we met back in at capitalism.com, if I'm not
That is right.
mistaken.
Yeah, tribe, like kind of tribe actually at that point of time. So that's where we met, and then we recently touch point multiple times. Actually, I think 3 years ago we met, and after that we met in the Prosper again.
Yeah, we run into each other at all the conferences now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
It was. How do you like the Prosper? Prosper is good for you?
Yeah, Prosperous great. You know, I was a speaker. I spoke on the topic of Walmart this year, and I've been going every year since 2016. I think the 1 year they didn't have it for COVID, but other than that, I've been going every year. So it's always good. You know, it's a place to go when you want to connect with a lot of great resources, and you have a large exhibit hall. So you know, if you're looking for anybody, they're probably there.
That's the thing. Prosper, it's one of the place that I go for. Like, see, your network is your net worth, and also the more you give, the more you take, actually, as well. So that's I strongly believe these places are made for you, not to go receive, just to go give. You automatically receive from everything. What are you going to give, actually, there?
Yeah. It's amazing what you can learn from one another, like just talking to other sellers and stuff at even an event, or a party or something. Sometimes it's those little interactions you have, you pick up some good nuggets, you get to meet some people that could be game changer network relationships, right?
Yeah, see, the one of the reason I go into a lot of networking is I'm a crazy ideation person. I'm an innovative person. When I talk loud, when I hear myself, I generate more ideas, actually. So I specifically go not to take anything from people. I literally go there to value add. So I know through they asking how they asking questions, it's gonna brings up like a new idea like crazy. I come up with like a 20 ideas I generate on my own, and we put it in a test actually after the Prosper show. So it was crazy. So that's what I love about the networking item in the Prosper. And there's so much party as well, like so many people you can meet. One night we had like a 4 party, so I have to be part of. So I've been like here and there to every corner. That was fun.
And I'm an introvert, so those parties are important, networking events and such, but they're not necessarily easy for me. I think you're on the opposite spectrum. You're a social butterfly, aren't you?
Do you want a truth? I'm a super introvert 3 years ago.
Are you? I would never have guessed.
Oh, 4 years ago. I mean, most of my friends know about it. I don't talk to people just like that. I'm a super introvert. I force myself. So what I did is, like in New York, one day I decided, okay, I'm gonna go talk to 20 people, know their name, okay, per day. If I don't know their name, it's not counted. So I have to talk to 30 to 40 people to know 20 people's name. So I voluntarily go myself for a shopping, voluntarily go for like a Walmart, voluntarily go for like some kind of bars or whatever it is, to go and talk to people to know their name. So I did that for last like a 30 days. Bro, after that, my introvert is disappeared actually completely.
Really?
So why? Because what I understand is like from my childhood, the introvert. What happened is I'm not a really book kid. I've been like put myself down a lot of different times in my life. So people think that I'm gonna ask stupid questions. They don't let me ask questions. One point of time, I decided myself I'm gonna ask a stupid question, so I'm not gonna say. If I say something, it's gonna be stupid, so I don't want to talk about it. So I suppress myself, being an introvert, not by the nature, by my external things. So that doesn't mean that I'm a super introvert. So that's why I stop naming things what we go through in life. So I stop it, and I end up in like, okay, this is what the problem. Where's the pain point come from? When I traveled to the pain point, I found there's so many people in my life, even including my dad. No, stop it. No, don't do this. Don't say this. So when you stop like that, your child, like multiple times, he will stop talking actually one point of time. So that's exactly what happened to me.
Wow. That's pretty interesting because I agree with you. Like I'm an introvert, but I don't want to be an introvert. I want to be social and
Try,
just fit in with everybody and so forth. But and I
try
was like,
that.
what's that? Try it. Yeah.
Try. Trust me.
Yeah.
I swear to you right now. Try going out, just going to the gym, going to the libraries, or going to the coffee shop, going to the like find out like a meetup groups actually every single time. Go on and be a different person. Why? Because they don't know who you are, and you don't know
Mhm.
who they are as well. So you could be like
Yeah.
a completely different person to be testing there. So I go to like certain events, I'd be like super hyperactive. Why? Because they don't know who I am. I can change my personality like that. I don't care about what they're going to think about me, what are they going to say about me. So I
Hmm.
tried all the methods. I just literally go to like a random event, talk to like a random people with like a completely different personality what I am actually. So that makes me experiment
Yeah.
so many things, and become like a one point of time I'm like, okay, you know what, I can handle this in much better way. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was a
Yeah.
very fun interesting thing to do.
That's awesome. I guess it's worked well for you because I think the very last time I saw you, you were DJing at the Rich Goldstein's
Yeah.
party.
Oh yeah. I recently added so many things in my life, man. That's one of the things like I want to had a hobby. We most of
Mhm.
the time we work. If you fast forward our life, we end up in like either in the bedroom or office or in another small part. Most of the times what we spend is like a bedroom and office, right?
Mhm.
So in the last 10 years, I never acquired any kind of like a hobbies, which I'm like forget about doing it. I did that one in my business, but one point of time it became ethic actually, like, oh, I'm spending too much time in my sitting in my place, and I don't know anything else actually other than that, right?
Mhm.
So I went in and learned DJ there. It was super interesting session what I had actually there.
Awesome. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I used to be a workaholic throughout most of my big corporate life, and now I like to say instead of working or living to work, I work to live now. So
that's
it's
a
all
that's a
about
way to
having
talk. That's a way to
that
go.
life.
Amazing, man.
Yeah, yeah. Gotta have a work life balance that makes sense. Now we can work from anywhere globally. So you'll find me on a cruise ship or traveling to other countries. I mean, right now you're in Colombia, so I mean you're a perfect example where you can do this industry just about anywhere. Why not do it someplace beautiful?
Exactly. So, and also I came here for a work. We developing a product here. We found like a product here, like a cream products, which is like pretty amazing tropical things. So we developing a product here, literally. So it's like it's amazing win-win situation for both at the same point.
Yeah, awesome. So I know when I first met you, you were a seller, and now you've been, moving more and more into helping people with launch strategies and all kinds of other stuff. Why don't you tell people what you're focused on these days?
Sure. Yeah. My focus is like 2 years ago. Um, I was like super focusing on so many things. So I grow my TikTok to 0 to 40 million views, right? And I was like good in
Wow.
like the external traffic and all the things. And I also like I'm putting together like a service. Like I see people like not able to come up with like an innovative products and everything. I was trying to like work with one of the product developer to create. Okay, give me a niche. I'll come up with like a new idea for you. So I was like putting together like a multiple things, man, and I found there's nothing is like a moving very seriously actually. And I found like, okay, I'm doing everything, I'm very busy every single day, but I'm not moving the needle anywhere actually. So and I decide, okay, I'm gonna do one thing actually, which is like a launches. So one of my friend was going through a problem, I helped him, and then I to add like a 10 grand in his account, right? From that point, I started showing to the people like, okay, what we have done. I started openly talking about it before. I don't even talk about all the launches, all the hacks and everything. I usually talk when we talking in personal, we would talk about it, right? Then I talk about like everything outside and share the case studies and every single thing.
Mhm.
Then people have started reaching out to me because there's a lot of things happen in 2021. People are losing the business, they're losing the products because they got a hit and they end up in like not able to recover back after out of stock. So I started helping a lot of people because I was able to help them to recover because I have a deep set of knowledge on the backend optimization, deep set of knowledge of like how we can able to recover product from have a problem, and then how can I able to bring it back. So right now I'm focusing on from last year to this year. We launched close to 150 products for different brands. We grow like a
Nice.
product. A recent one other product we launched, which is like grow from $50,000 to $500,000 on the sales point actually in a 3-4 months of period. They're still doing like a $450,000 right now at this point. So those kind of things what we have done. That product was selling $50,000 for 2 years, and
Wow.
we went and then optimized and we did everything and make sure that we got like a perfect case study at this point.
Awesome. And you're in a very challenging area. Like a lot of
Yeah.
brands struggle with launching. So I bet you're going to share some amazing nuggets with us. What do what's the secret? What are your suggestions for those that are they're launching a brand, they want to do it right? What are the things that are working right now?
So basically what happened is Amazon algorithm is like shifting. So we've been shifting from relevancy model to EQR model right now, right? So you need to understand what is the technicality involved in that relevancy and EQR model. EQR, NLP, semantic, and the BERT model actually at this point, right? Those are the four terminology you need to understand and you need to remember that right now. So how the relevancy model works is basically when you have if when you create the listing, you need to add multiple times. You need to put up a words. For example, garlic press, stainless steel garlic press. You need to like put up like a garlic press for kitchen garlic press. So if you put it up, they take the ngram algorithm, take all the words, the multiple times you represent the word in the listing, it gets a higher relevancy and you get like a higher ranking.
Mhm.
But right now, at this point, so you don't if you repeat that multiple keywords, Amazon punish you, the algorithm will punish you at this point. So this has happened like close to 6-7 months back, but Amazon right now just published that you don't have a duplicate words. That's a violation at this point.
Yeah.
So we know, I know.
Two is the max now, right?
Yeah, 2 is the max, and
Yeah.
you don't even want to. So right now, the point is how we can able to create an experience for your listing. That's the most important thing right now. So this is a basic actually, but the first thing first, what I would recommend anybody who's like launching a new product, anybody who's like trying to relaunch the existing product, right? First for the new product person is if your product is not look unique enough compared to your competitor, you going in like a deep hole actually. You're gonna
Mhm.
spend a tons of money on the product, end up in like not able to get that back to make it work. If you have like a budget is like a $10,000, $20,000, don't even try to go for a product which is like looks similar to 20 to 30 sellers who has the same product. I have
Yeah.
seen hundreds of listings. I recommended people like do not launch. Your launch is going to be more expensive than trashing that product actually at this
Yeah.
point. So and also you're not going to make money actually out of it.
I think
So that's the
that's an important
yeah.
aspect to just make sure the audience understands. Don't sell a Me Too product, and if you're going to get exposure, whether it's organic or paid, it's got to perform. That means good price, good image, good title, everything that's going to draw a large click through rate and then a high conversion rate. If you can't confidently say, I'm going to do well when I'm in that place, then you probably have some other issues you got to resolve, right?
Yep, that's the first thing. And second thing
Mhm.
I would recommend is basically it's a basic things what I want to tell, which is like a keywords. If you don't have enough 30 to 50 keywords and you don't have like a 10 to 15 browse keywords, like a 5 to 10 browse keywords, you are in like a default. So if you're going into like any kind of launch, relaunch, just make sure to check these two important factor what is must actually. Third most important thing actually, which is like a backend optimization. The backend optimization, what does it looks like? What is your product type? What is your item type? What is your browse node? What is your GL? What is your item type? What is your DOW? So and what is your refinements? What how do you optimize your refinements? If you do this right, it will support your Cosmo and roof of much better. If you don't do it, you end up in like a losing like a 10 to 15 percentage of search serve because of this problem particularly. So when you cover these three items, you will able to understand why your product is not selling, okay, and why your product, why your competitor is winning actually at this point. When you combine this factor, when you know these two things, and you will able to create a product and launch a product in a much, much better way. That is the basic part of the launch actually, completely, right? But when it comes to a real going for like a keyword and all the things, so I would strongly say that, okay, it is not a product launch anymore, it is a keyword launch. Each and every keyword you need to move from a pre-launch, launch, maintenance, and growth phase actually, completely. If you don't transition from this part, you probably end up in like you don't know what is a KPI, what it looks like for each and everything, and you end up in like losing money for everything. You rank for it, you fall down. The maintenance part, in the launch part, you don't look for a cost. In the maintenance part, you look for a cost, you look for a better conversion. For a growth part, you're still keeping a break even a cost, and you wherever you see like a 3x, or you wherever you see like average conversion better than that, focus on the conversion part of it, not
Yeah.
like a cost or any other part. So you need to move that one slowly across all the keywords. So that's where the most of the people not able to proceed, not able to understand, or because they take like a randomly taking three keywords and like run the launch, and they end up in like able to rank for it, and immediately shut down the campaign completely. And after 1 week, the product will go down, and then like, oh my god, it doesn't work anymore. Okay, this service doesn't work, that service doesn't work, that giveaway doesn't work, that doesn't
Mhm.
work. That's nothing to do with that. You didn't strategize your product in a right way. You didn't strategize your keyword in a right way. When you're taking a keyword, there is a two level of division you need to have. I will put two levels into four level right now. One, whether it's a browse keyword or purchase keyword. If it's a browse keyword, right now Amazon focusing on higher purchase intent actually. So you don't focus on browse keyword, you focus on purchase keyword. The browse keyword automatically get ranked. How do you rank for the purchase keywords? How do you define the purchase browse keywords? You do it in a group wise. First of all, each and every browse keyword you will have like a bunch of purchase keyword. So divide it into group keyword in a browse and purchase format, and also divide the group into like a semantic and semantic mapped keywords. Basically, for example, of semantic is like a space. It's a typical example of semantic. If it's a space, your stars, your clouds, and all the things are part of the space, right? When you say a
Mhm.
space, it's a context. It covers the whole thing completely, right? So that's a contact, that's a semantic keyword actually, basically. So group it like that, and like launch it one group at a time. Don't go for like a freaking five to like take one keyword from here, one keyword from there, one keyword from there. It's not going to work at all. So
Yeah.
take it from one group and launch it, and take the transition 1 to 10 actually. So if you do this transition and then find a data, why you're ranking, what makes you ranking, using their search query performance and brand analytics data with the conversion aspect of it, if you're able to tell the validating the reason for, okay, my keyword is ranking for because of so and so reason. If you're able to tell that with the data, then you can able to replicate for as many keyword as possible. If
Mhm.
not, you're literally running a business as a gambling, and you're like, okay, I'm doing
Yeah.
something, I'm doing some magic, I'm throwing something, Amazon doing some magic, and you're getting the
Mhm.
results out of it. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
that's a very brief um, thing I would say, that in terms of like that's what is works in the launching right now.
Yeah. You reminded me. You mentioned about having a plan for the launch, right? So if you, well, my background was in buying. I oversaw teams of buyers at really big companies, including Amazon, Dick's Sporting Goods, and so forth. And when you're buying a new product line at a big corporate environment like that, you got a plan from the very beginning. How much inventory I'm going to have, how much I'm going to spend on marketing, what are the price points that I'm going to be at launch, what are the promotional price points, what's my contingency plan, what's my total exit plan. You want to be able to move that inventory out the door at some point at a clearance price to be able to make room for the next piece of your assortment and so forth. Like, you've got to have all those pieces contemplated. And in your case, you're advising them wisely that don't just throw something up, see if it sticks, and then say it didn't work. Right? You
Yeah,
gotta. There's different phases, and each of those phases needs a different strategy. Like you said about, am I spending to gain ranking right now? Am I spending for efficiency? And if I don't have enough budget predetermined ahead of time,
Yeah.
I may have to give up because I ran out of money because you didn't plan accordingly. Really important points.
Yeah, like what you said, Ashley. So those part is also most important. The inventory planning, how much I'm going to make, like what is the profitability I'm going to get, when I'm going to be break even, when I'm going to make money, and when I'm going to reorder the product. Those are like another set of most important thing what we need to cover. Like, but if you don't create a holistic approach, man, it looks a lot, but it's not. It looks a lot. Of course,
Yeah.
when you break it down into small pieces, like that's what it is. But it's like this, right? Oh, you wake up in the morning, fucking go into the bathroom, shit, take shower, brush your teeth, and put up like a sunscreen lotion, and after that go and then drink your vitamins or whatever. If you see everything separately, it's like, oh my god, that's a lot of work to do every single day. What the fuck is wrong with me, actually? Right? But when you see that this is like an everyday basis, what we're doing every day-to-day activity, it's like it's super simple process that all you need to do is like have a checklist in place, making sure that go one at a time. So go one at a time, making sure that everything there at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. So what about the brands that they get to a certain point, they've already launched, it's now all of a sudden it's getting a lot of competitive pressure, a lot of Chinese factories trying to compete against them. What are the things that are post-launch that they need to focus on to kind of
Yeah.
claw back market share?
Okay, the one of the most important thing on the EQR model right now, it's like a personalized profiling your audience, actually. So example, what I can give you is like your listing needs to be personalized for each and every individual buyers who you want to cater to. For example, there are 7 types of buyers that I never able to remember like a last 3 when I already have notes for a one. So let me explain you like a 4 I remember out of my mind. So it's just like there are professional buyers, there are like value buyers, there are gift buyers, there are seasonal buyers. Each and everybody look for something else. Of course, they are cross match from each other, right? For different reason. But when it comes to professional buyers, they don't care about pricing a lot. They care about efficiency. They care about how this product is going to make me much better person, or how it's going to be make myself in a better way, actually, right? That's the professional buyers. For them, if you go and then like send the second image saying that, oh, you get this product, this pack, this pack, this pack, they don't sell that one, actually. They don't care what are you selling out on top of what are you giving, actually, right? All they care about is basically what are the too much technical details, what I'm getting out of the product, really. That's what they want. So if you put up like a too much like a really good technical detail, they get sell for that one. But when it comes to like a value buyers, they want, oh, you get this garlic press, but clever and also cleaner and also oil pouch. You get everything together in a one pouch. It's like a value buying actually for them, right? The second image, if you put all these things with the detail of the product, actually you get sell. So each and every buyer look for different things, actually. If you don't prepare your listing for individual buyers, you're probably creating a generic listing. Your EQR model don't like that. EQR model, which is like, how they implement, how they have like a bounce rate in Google. It's just like
Yeah.
that. When somebody comes in your listing, they don't spend enough time on your listing. But you're getting into the bounce rate, actually higher bounce rate. The higher the bounce rate you have, you reduce the relevancy. The reduce the relevancy, you're not able to rank for that keyword.
Yeah. I like
So
to
the
remind
most
sellers you gotta focus on building up positive metrics, but also be cautious not to build up negative metrics. So for
yeah
example, if I drive a lot of irrelevant traffic to a product detail page and there's low relevance, which means low conversion rates because those people aren't going to buy it, you're actually like telling Amazon my product is going to convert poorly. Don't give me as much exposure versus being really targeted and making sure that you're focused on driving the positive metrics that are going to show Amazon if a customer searches for this, they're highly likely to buy this product. I'm going to get it. Amazon's going to give them better placement, and ultimately that'll improve their ranking and lower their ad spend because of those higher conversions as well.
100%. 100%. Yeah, for sure. And also there is an algorithmic aspect of it. On the first 2 weeks of your launch, Amazon algorithm look for amazing, like a crazy amount of traffics. If you send enough number of traffic, you don't even worry about like the sales. You rank on the like top 10 position super easy on that first 2 weeks. And after that, what happened is like third week, if you don't conversion is not increasing the third week period, you're probably going to lose all the ranking what you ranked for.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there are metrics for that completely. You
Mhm.
need to be like very careful on how much traffic you're sending and how much like sales you're getting. You need to be like, you don't want to bid on PPC where you need only like a 10 sales. You're bidding for like a getting a 20, 30 sales. Actually, it's not required for a ranking purpose. Of course, for a maintenance purpose, for a growth purpose, you could do that one. When you're looking for a keyword to rank at the initial launch, you don't look for like a, okay, this keyword I'm gonna blow up like $100,000 actually. That's not gonna work. It's a waste of money. You're gonna make sales, but you're probably not gonna be efficiently able to spend across the board to give the support for that keyword. So you need to divide that into like multiple portion of like a purchase keyword to rank properly at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. So what, there's a lot of competitors that are probably going to take these actions. What do you do to prevent your competitors from kind of superseding you, climbing up the rank? Are there preventative actions that sellers should take just to make sure they're holding their market share and holding their ranking?
Okay, yeah, that's one of the interesting area. We do something. There is something called. Do you know about the foreign contributions?
What is it
Have you
called?
heard of that? Foreign
Well,
contribution.
foreign contributions?
Yeah. So, for
No, I
example,
don't
the
think I
foreign
don't think I've heard that.
So there is like for example, your ASIN is created. Somebody was created your account, your ASIN in the foreign country as a wholesale account completely. Like they selling that item, they fill up like a garbage thing. Assume that your listing was like disappeared for 30 seconds. You don't even know. It disappeared for 30 seconds in the night. Something happened. In the 30-second, your foreign contribution can hit on your listing, take over the data, all the garbage data, and then
Yeah.
end up in like what happened is basically it end up in like a messing up your whole listing completely. Very
Oh, yeah.
possible to get
Yeah.
like a freaking violation because of pesticide. Most of the time we think like, oh, Amazon put me in this. Actually, no, Amazon didn't do it. It's because
Yeah.
someone who's selling something stupidly updated your backend data and it updated in your listing completely, right? So
Yeah.
because of that, so for example, that's what it is. If one day this happened, how long it takes for us to recover? Maybe like a week, like 3 days, 4 days, even like a 48 hours, whatever they lose. One, forget about the loss of the sales. Like if let's say that you're selling like $100,000, if you don't sell it for 3 days, your listing is not on. How much you're losing at that point? So the point is now only losing, getting a recovery back. If you don't know what you're fixing, is now only like one area needs to fix. There is like a bunch of area what you need to check it out, which is like alignment, which is like product type, item type, and all the things, refinements, attributes. These are filled up really properly. After that, if that's not happening, you're giving a chance for your competitor to come on and take over you. Actually, right now the Chinese service they have, which is like they're charging like $100 to mess up your competitor backend.
Yeah. No,
It's it's a
it's a really good point. We actually tell people at Prime Guidance, we tell people a lot of times it's safer if you're the brand owner to set up your listings globally so that these foreign competitor or foreign bad actors can't have an impact on your listing, because Amazon will take global contributions. I just misunderstood what you were referring to. And those can be detrimental for sure.
yeah.
I mean, mess up your images and everything else. And by the way, if you're going to ever do local country specific images, you'll want to do them in a very specific way with a zip file and do it country specific. But that's another reason we also teach people to fill in all attributes for a couple reasons. One, obviously Amazon has an IDQ score. It's part of what the IDQ Hawk report will provide if you have a SaaS score rep. But also they're looking at completeness. Like, are you doing all the right things? Are you filling all the right fields? You're going to get some algorithmic benefit by having that completeness. But it keeps your bad actor competitors from going in and filling in a missing attribute. Like, for example, they could, and I think this is what you were just referring to, they could potentially put something that's really harmful on your listing, like is adult product. Yes. And if they do that, now all of a sudden your advertising won't trigger because Amazon thinks it's an adult product.
It's adult product. So what we do is like basically we're building a SaaS tool at this point on this. What do we do is like basically we have like a 360 checkpoints on listings every single day basis from the top to bottom, which is like what you see from your end, we listing it down. What Amazon see from their end, we listing it down completely, all the attributes. It's more data than the flat file data. So we're building it every single thing, and also keyword acquisition, and also like a business report and everything in a one single page completely to define if something happened, if something changed, we know immediately first thing. And if something sales goes down, the sales goes high, we exactly know why. So when sales goes down, we can avoid what we have done. The sales increase, we double what we have done as well. So you need to be like, make sure you have a little bit of like accountability of your listing, trying to make sure you take care of like at least a basic components, which is like your alignments, your little bit of attributes, or you need to know that all the things are like not filled up. Why? Because it takes 48 hours. It depends on what attributes, right? It takes like 24 to 48 hours to reflect on Amazon policy actually. So if some other attributes are added, Amazon could pick up that one. It's going to take like that much time. So, but if you find it early, you can go and then fix it right away. So that will avoid your loss. So that will avoid the competitor to take over. We literally look for, when we launching product, we will literally look for who's making mistakes. Right now, there's a lot of people going to make mistakes because of the tariff and everything. They are increasing the price like crazy, and they doesn't know how the Amazon algorithm works. So when they're increasing the price like crazy, and they're gonna be like going down actually on that one, the relevancy pull it down. Well, because each and every keyword has like as a price value for it. Those price value relevancy is now matching as well. You cannot even rank for it. If you rank for it, your ranking will go down. So you gotta be like very, very, very aware of what is each keyword's price value. Some of the keywords you're able to see, if you type the keyword, you're able to see in the left side the price component. That's a basic way to test it. A very basic. It's like if you put garlic press, you can able to range like okay, $5 to $25. If you have anything about like $35, you're probably not able to rank that keyword there. So right now we're seeing so many people who are doing mistake, and we literally, like I tell my brand, all the brand I work with is basically, let's wait, let them make the mistake actually, then we'll take over the products, we'll take over the keywords completely like crazy.
Do you on this this SaaS tool that you're working on, is it flagging you if there's a change, like all of a sudden you see similar to like
it's gonna flag you, and also you're gonna have like a flow where you can set it up for yourself, like how it's gonna work, like how it's gonna look like actually for you. So it's still early, and we're just putting up a pattern for that one. One other flow what we're doing at this point is gonna be super good. This is gonna like save bunch of time for you don't need to skill the team when you have this one actually in your team.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
What other things should sellers be doing to be the best they can be on Amazon right now?
No, just the first thing, protect what you have. Know why you're winning, first of all. If you don't know why you're winning, you will lose super fast. That's what they say, right? If you mismanage, you will lose. Whatever mismanage, you will lose, right? And if you're like managing in terms of like in a basic level, you're taking care of the PPC, you're taking care of the images, you're taking care of the data alone, is not going to be helpful. You need to know why you're winning, right? Find out if you're making money on the product, and find out a reason why you're winning, what makes you win actually. So if you find out that information, you can replicate that pattern for all other products completely easy, right? It is now only new you winning, why you're winning, why your competitor is winning, why you're winning over your competitor. There are multiple tests you can do, and make sure that you can find this answer for it. Very easy, right?
Yeah.
There are tools available. There are a lot of things available right now to take care of it. That's the first thing anybody who's in that space, who making minimum $300,000 have it. And second thing is like, have a very thorough checklist. Have a very thorough checklist every single day, at least on the main components, right? So That's the second thing what I would do if you are like having better if you want to have like a better edge. Third one is like a continuous improvement plan actually. You don't leave the image just like that for 5 years. You don't leave everything like just like that for like so long. You coming up with like a keep innovating the images, keep changing the images, keep testing the images completely. Make sure which keyword is performing, which keyword is leading, which keyword is like go on and download the search query performance, check you which keyword is like a moving right now, which keyword is going down, so you can adjust your bidding accordingly. If the keyword random keyword is coming up on the top, go and then like take those keyword, pull back your grouping keywords, and then go and then try to rank for this keyword. Continuously improving, it's a most another important factor what you need to do. Focus on external traffic actually. External traffic, it is not going to help you for making more money. Of course you're gonna like make sales, but external traffic create a better stability, and also it able to equalize, like basically like able to equalize your level of sales level of score can be matched actually in your listing completely, right? And the fourth thing, this must is like a go. If you're making 300 to $500,000 on a product, actually, right? Go for an influencer. Look for an influencer. Or if you're already making that much money, there are definitely people who are already talking about your product somewhere. Find out where they are talking about. Go on and like hire them. Go on and do the multiple things right away. Actually, completely. So,
Yeah.
I mean, these are the whole list we do in terms of like making sure how we can how we can build the momentum first, and after that how we can keep in the momentum actually, so that
Mhm.
any resistance you comes, you be in a momentum actually. It doesn't matter, you're already warmed up. It's like any resistance comes, it's going to push you more forward, then it's not going to stop you at that point.
Yeah, you brought up some good points. I was just talking to a leader I respect a lot that runs a very sizable brand, and I asked him, "Why are you why are some of your products being discontinued?" And he said, "We decided to stay in our lane, and they sell supplements, so they decided to limit the type of supplements so that they're focusing on where their unique value is, and not
Yeah,
play in all the same places as everybody else." And I thought that I love that type of strategy. It's just like us at Prime Guidance. We're not an agency for all digital marketing. We're a marketplace agent
yeah,
consultancy. So
exactly.
we're very unique in what we do. You're focused, and to me that's a winning strategy. So you bring up a good point of like, why are you winning? Maybe you stumbled across this, but hopefully you've engineered it. You
Yeah,
decided, I'm going to win by doing this and this, and that needs to be a core competency. You need to understand it and always focus on your strengths. How are you going
yeah.
to keep differentiating and then innovating? Like you said, it's it is not a set it and forget it business. You've got to
No, it's not.
constantly
No,
be
I think
optimizing.
I think it's like a more or less about life lesson, man. I think Amazon is like more or less like a life lesson. Think about
Hmm.
it, right? When we're going in a hard times, we say, God, why me? Why the
Hmm.
fuck you putting it on me? Like you cry, you crawl, you fucking do everything, and you're like keep moving forward, and you're like keep trying. One day you're like hit the break point, you're like going good, but you never turn back. What makes you never turn back and say, oh my god, stupidity, I crying this for? This is what I'm crying for. What
Hmm.
makes me to be here? If you check our pattern, the breakdowns, your comeback is your setbacks are your better comeback actually. You have like a better comeback than your setbacks in your life all the time. Every time you have a setbacks, it gives you one level higher than in some way in your maturity, in your sales, in your in your strategy and everything actually. So what I'm saying is basically is like, okay, you when you go through the cycle, go back and check what
Yeah.
makes you to be here right now. What do you have done to be here? Write down the steps. Why? Because this pattern never change. You're gonna hit this break point again. You're gonna go down again, physically, emotionally, financially, are one point of thing in your life actually. But we're gonna be come back out of this like crazy good, right?
Hmm.
But the pattern is the same thing. You're gonna hurt, You're going to feel sorry. You're going to feel pity. You're going to be like taking actions. You're going to keep moving forward one step at further and further. And you're going to get like a one level of breakthrough. You're going to double it up. And you're going to be like strong straight actually at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this is
Yeah.
going to repeat every single time when you know that, here you go. I got this right now. Okay, let me get my SOP right now. Let me get back to this at this point. So,
Mhm.
that's exactly what happened in Amazon. What I decided is basically, like, it's okay to fail, but we need to know why I failed.
Yeah.
It's good to win, but I need to know why am I winning actually.
Actually, that's a good point, because I really liked that about working at Amazon, was that they actually encourage people to fail in a way that if you're not failing, you're not trying new things. You're not trying to be better, because not everything's going to be successful. You want to have the game plan that I need to fail fast. I don't want to realize years go by and man, I'm doing it all wrong. They run fast, they fail fast, and they pivot fast. And I really respect that about their business model. I think everyone can learn a lot from how they approach that.
That's I think that's a life lesson, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I see it in a very spiritual way. I see
Mhm.
it in a very spiritual way that's exactly my goal right now. I want to fucking fail fast. If I'm failing. I want to fail super hard. Not like, oh, I touched it in a surface level. Oh, it's not going to work. I'm going to come back. Either I'm going to like break my ass, right? Or I'm going to get like a breakthrough actually out of this. Either one of this is going to happen actually for me in my life, right?
Yeah.
So I'm working for that specifically. But I think it's more or less like a more spiritual. I think more or less it's like a life lesson for us. Like working in Amazon, when you need to look into your life, go back and look back in your life. Every stepping stone is like an amazing thing. It's going to teach you, make you a better person than who you are than before. If you're not aware of, those changes, you better be ready for it. You either have to do today or tomorrow, but that needs to be done.
Yeah. And like you said, I want to fail fast. I often pray to God, like, just slam a door in my face if it's not what you want for me, and like open doors wide, because I can't deal with the minutia. I want clear direction, and sometimes, we got to be thankful for those, like, what seems like horrible times, because they're actually like pivoting us to something else, because we actually failed, and we're now need to move in a different direction. Um, so I think there's always things to learn, and unfortunately, a lot of sellers, they don't like take time to reflect on the
Yeah.
learnings. Like, even like Prime Day, what went well this Prime Day? I'm going to document it. I'm going to look back on it next as I prepare for next Prime Day, and make sure I don't emulate the same things. Unfortunately, a lot of sellers, it's just like a recurrence of the same testing, learning, and mistakes, instead of like constantly learning from the past.
Yeah, man. What I identify myself is like you can make mistakes. If repeatedly you're making mistake, you're stupid actually. If you're doing it multiple times over and
Yeah.
over again without learning, not changing the
Yeah.
things, you're stupid, literally. Like I feel
Yeah.
stupid because I did that. I was there. I feel empty because I was there. I
Mhm.
feel I'm lifeless because I was there. Like I feel like I'm a zombie. I'm living outside, dead inside, without knowing what I feel, how I feel, who I am, what is happiness, what is peace, what is success, what is failure. Nothing I can able to. Everything is defined out of money. It's not the life that you want to live. Nothing is like defined out of money. Everything experience out of your life. You experience everything out of your life, not just by your bank balance actually, right?
Mhm.
So just like that, in Amazon, your sales not defining by just your sales only not defining your success. You're like making sure everything like what you have in a preventive way and having a flow in place. It's the most important thing in your life, in your business actually, to making sure that you're not getting surprises, right? You
Mhm.
cannot have
Yeah.
like a both hands open and I have everything in the front and turn around, and when you're turning around you're breaking the backside, and when you're turning this side around you're trying to fix that back, you're breaking everything in the front side actually. How many times we walk like that completely in our life?
Mhm.
So make sure when you're turning, you make sure that you turn it with like a faith that, okay, I'm fixing this before I turn. Don't try to like doing a multitasking in such a way that what we do all the time without even like, okay, hey, I'm doing this. Let me fix the whole purpose of it. Let me go back actually. Everything has a time, everything has a purpose. Why am I here? Let me do this at the right time actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you do anything outside of Amazon, like Walmart or Target or TikTok or anything else?
Yeah, I have done TikTok, man. I've done a TikTok where my sales went from 100 sales to 700 sales a day, completely like crazy for a whole lot of time. Um, but the problem is, man, that's another skill set. The other side is green all the time. There is
Yeah.
still a lot of potential in Amazon. There is
Mhm.
still a lot of people coming as new, making $1 million so easy. They're making living for Amazon super good. It's more than a TikTok. TikTok is like a shiny syndrome right now. What we have, yes, of course, there's a lot of people have a better success in TikTok. I mean, what makes you believe that you have to lose your skill set, what you built it so long, and then you have to go out of the skill set and then like creating a new one? That's a new one completely. So
Yeah.
my philosophy behind that is like, I stopped it literally like 1.5 years ago, saying that I don't see the vision of focusing on multiple things. It's going to make you a better person. You're going to run your life to the hell and work, being a workaholic and having multiple things to do and then be occupied. But at the end of the day, you don't live life. What kind of empty life would you living actually?
We like to suggest that Amazon's the 800-pound gorilla. Like if you haven't mastered Amazon, you shouldn't be exploring other
Exactly.
marketplaces. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean it's not on a roadmap. Like you got to plan for it. You got to have a path to get there. But I want you to be 80, 90% where you need to be on Amazon before you entertain moving anywhere else, because it's wasted energy. That's not going to have a
Yeah.
very small percentage of your overall, potential compared to Amazon. But if you have done those things, then it's incremental sales, it's added
Yeah.
exposure. We like to say, be where your customers spend their time and money. So it's good to be there, but you've got to have your ducks in a row and be ready for it. And also understand where's your value proposition. Like there are some products on Amazon that they fail because they're not known. Like customers don't know to look for them. If you are in that type of a product category, TikTok might be a more meaningful channel for you, because you can get a lot of exposure and buzz on something that customers didn't know. And it's like interesting and intriguing to them, as to where Amazon, you're really going to benefit from existing search behavior that people don't really browse.
Yeah, see, that's where the problem is right now, right? People come up with like innovation and then they end up in like not even checking the data of like whether that innovation makes sense in Amazon actually, first
Yeah.
of all,
Yeah.
right? If you have a gold in your hand and then like you people like don't even want the people even not even looking for a gold actually, what is the point? So that's what I told you. If you don't
Yeah.
find an initial keyword, Amazon is not the best place to start actually for you. Of
Yeah.
course, you can test it with the PPC. Of course, you
Mhm.
can do a lot of stuff. But the Amazon PPC game is like a fucking, it's like a drain to hole actually. Model. You don't want to run
Mhm.
just with PPC, and you can test with that one, and then able to make like a different adjustments after that.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, I think more or less what I believe in, like, okay, if you have a skill set of Amazon, if you take like a years to 2 years to export the skill set, and you're going to take another 2 years to build a process and systems in TikTok actually as well, it's another different animal.
Yeah.
It's completely different anymore. Why? Because I tried
Mhm.
Shopify, man. Oh my god, I joined like a powerhouse with Jon Snow. Amazing dude, amazing dude. I met like a couple of great people there, great team, and everything is like great there. But the problem is, Shopify is like a completely different animal. It takes like 3 weeks for me to create a, what is it, like a copyright, and after that I take the copyrights, and then after that I need to go to like a funnel builder. They take like another 2 weeks of time to build a funnel or something, 2 to 3 weeks to build a funnel.
Mhm.
And after that I need to take it to the media buyer. I need a media buyer to run the media, and I need to, there's so many so many things involved in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I'm lost.
Yeah.
I'm super lost. So why am
Mhm.
I doing this? I mean, so my philosophy is like, make money. If you have a skill set on Amazon, make money. Like, or if you know somebody who can able to help you, and you know you can how to leverage it, like creating a better product, better technology for yourself, do it. If not, you know,
Mhm.
if that's not, if you're able to make money, then hire a person who can able to get that done actually for your TikTok. I would do
Mhm.
literally like I already have a couple of products. So what I'm going to do is basically create a product, launch the product, make the money in Amazon faster as much as possible, and use that fund to hire a TikTok person, put that model in place. They already have systems in place, and let them run. This is one of the biggest learning, man. I was like, I usually try to do everything on my own. Like a freaking, I don't want to spend money on all the things, but
Mhm.
the amount of money what we're going to waste on waiting, learning, and waiting for the product to take off, it's a lot compared to what you're going to spend actually.
Yeah, we see that all the time. Like people, they want to be cheap and not invest. Like they want to do it themselves, or they don't want to spend money. But you don't build a house and do it yourself because you're probably
Yeah,
going to do it wrong, right? It's going to fall and tumble on you. Like you got to have expertise. Like I like to do a lot of things around the house, but I'm not a drywall guy. I've learned that
yeah.
it's always going to show if I do a drywall repair. There's certain things that require unique skills. It's better to pay someone to do it and set you up for success. And focus on what you do really good and love. Like you mentioned, like if you're really awesome on Amazon, like run with it.
So I would give you a question here to everybody here who listening. How much you think the failure of launch is going to cost you? Forget about the product cost.
Yeah.
Your product cost is only 15 to 25% actually. That's all. Your inventory cost is 15 to 20%. And you're probably going to be having like $25,000 what you put it up. Yes, you could get that back, right? What is a failure launch cost looks like?
I'm
It's
intrigued now.
cost. It's like a freaking cost like close to like 30 to $40,000 minimum. I'm talking about if you're running the whole launch without even knowing that what is the trend of the product, or what is it like working or not, and you're defining just by like you getting the sales, like it doesn't, you're really putting yourself down. You're putting yourself in such a way that you instead of learning faster or letting somebody to like run it faster for you, right? You're literally like spending more money than what do you expect to save actually at that point,
Yeah.
right? So
Mm.
we have seen this. We have brands who comes like, okay, they come to me and then like say, okay, can you launch it for me? It's going to be cost heavy. And I'm like, okay, yeah, now I'll give you everything. What do you need? I'll tell you exactly. So whatever we talked about, that's exactly the SOP. What do you need? I'll give you exactly what you need to launch it. They spent close to $50,000. Product failed, came back again, and then we launched it, and then it became like successful. The product is not that. Now what I'm saying is like, we are better, or you're not smarter. I'm not smarter. The point of what I'm trying to make is like, um, you try to avoid a costly mistakes actually at this point. So
Mhm.
not only just making like the small mistakes is going to cost you a lot, especially during the launch phase. Your browse
Mhm.
node change will able to stop all your ranking, whatever you rank for, completely down. So if you're doing it for yourself, have a measurement in place. Make sure the data, whatever you're putting in, make sure that you measure the data properly, right? And make
Yeah.
sure you follow the same top of the things. Listen to your podcast, listen to like whoever like talking about like a latest technology and everything. Just make sure to consume as much as possible. The best way to do it is basically like consulting. Take somebody, like get their information completely, whatever you filled up, and take that one, and then after that go for a launch actually completely. That's what I would suggest. And also make sure that you have a good product. That I would say hire Steve
That's
to
number one,
find
right?
out. Yeah, number one. Like I would say hire Steve and ask Steve, can I launch this product? This is like by looking
Mhm.
at the data, that's how we can able to say like,
Mhm.
nah,
Yeah.
nah, it's not
Yeah.
going to work.
I had
Yeah, yeah,
that conversation just recently with someone. I said, I I I would not launch this.
yeah.
It's just you don't have a unique product. It's a Me Too product. You're never gonna win on price. Like it's just not something you want to waste your time on money on. And sometimes our clients, right? They need to hear the honest truth, not what they want to hear. And
Yeah.
that's our responsibility.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's been a good amount of time. So let's wrap it up. Why don't you tell people how can they reach out to you and connect?
Sure. Yeah, you can reach out to me like a Colin Raja in the Facebook, or I have a LinkedIn which Colin Raja. I have like I produce all the content in the YouTube. You can go on and check it out there. We also creating like a private group for launch calls. It's completely free of cost. So you can hit me up, and then I can add you in the call launch call group. Actually, we're gonna have like every month 2 calls, deep diving on what we launch and what are the questions you have. We're gonna have like a 1 hour call every 2 weeks. Actually, that's what's gonna be.
Awesome. How do they sign up for that?
I can give the link to you.
Okay.
So you can able to put that
So
link.
check out wherever this podcast is shown. Check out the description, and we'll put the link to that for you.
Awesome. Pretty cool.
So awesome. Well, thanks so much. Appreciate you, Colin. Some great information that you've shared, and thank you for joining everybody. Again, my name is Steve Yates with Prime Guidance. If you need any of our help as well, feel free to reach out to me at primeguidance.com. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Ciao.
Thanks.